Hey, and welcome to another episode of Real Conversation. I'm your host, Nicole Jones,
And I'm Quana Terry.
and we would like to, openly welcome you guys to join us here tonight. Um, I had a eventful day today. So, how about you, Quana? How was your day? You looking beautiful as ever.
Thank you so much. My days are always busy, and I just try to fit things in where they need to fit in. Got to get in where they fit in. So it's always a busy time for me, but thankfully I still take some time out when we can to record and just have a real conversation. And girl, I love that yellow on your skin. There's something about
Oh,
yellow and oranges and greens on melanated skin. Just
thank
it
you.
just makes me like smile. So yeah, you look good. You look
Thank you. Thank you so much.
good.
I appreciate
You're
that.
welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, it has been crazy. The weather is crazy. And look at the differences in climate. Look at my girl over there with no sleeves on. I'm over here with a turtleneck on. Check, child. It's crazy, but I'm hoping that spring comes soon. I'm like, yo, spring, fight back. Winter is kicking your butt. Like, let's go.
The funny
Let's go.
It's funny that you said that because we were in what 80 something degree weather, right? And then
Okay.
the very next day we got some rain, and then when the rain stopped for a little bit, it came back with a little kick. Thank God I had a jacket outside, okay? Because the wind came and then it was like winter all over again. It started hailing, then snowing, and I'm like, what the heck just happened? We were just in like 80 something degree weather. But then, and today is supposed to be extremely nice. Today was extremely nice. It's better than being cold. And I was just like, I got three more boxes. Three more boxes.
Girl, it's crazy. Ugh, here in the Pocono Mountains, the weather is always bipolar. And the fact that, the same thing happened, the rain came in, and then I saw snow flurries, and then the temperature dropped from 68 to 42. And I was like, no, this is get sick weather, and you won't catch me. I remember that, I don't know if it was the meme or the commercial where the old man had the fish or had the thing dangling from the fishing pole. He was like, nope, you're too slow for that, got to be more fast, got to be faster than that. I'm like, that's how I feel. Like, oh my God, like I got to get my life when it comes to this weather. But as soon as I see that it changed, I'm like, look, nope, sweater on my around my body, scarf on my neck because it's crazy.
So you and I are
Anyway.
from up north, so we know this, right? So imagine me heading to work and I'm seeing these kids outside with just sweaters on. It's 30 degrees, my nigga. Ooh.
Yeah, yeah. And they be the first
I'm
one,
sorry,
Ma,
but you get what I'm saying?
I'm sick. They're the first ones,
The first ones. And I'm
Have
like, why these kids? First of all, as a parent, how is your kid going outside with just a sweater in 30-degree weather?
listen. If you're not paying attention, anything can happen. You and I know this. Sometimes you like, you'll be, yeah, Ma, can I go outside? All right, cool. You thinking your child knows better, right? And then an hour later, you looking outside like, boy, get your mind, girl, get your mind in this house. That's how it goes. Like, come on. Stop acting like you don't
Right.
know. That's how it goes. So
Right.
oh, but hopefully the weather breaks and it stays warm, it stays nice. Hopefully by the Easter holiday, hopefully it gets better. But anyway, oh, lots of things happened over the past week, and we didn't record last week because we had other obligations. And we still thank you all for rocking with us and being so patient with us as we maneuver to the changing of the tides, if you will, right? But we were happy to see, and we posted it on our page, that Michael B. Jordan won an Oscar for his role in Sinners. And I would say it was a dual role, right? Because
Yeah.
he played that character so well, both characters so well. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was so happy to see him actually win the Oscar, and then also the applause that his people gave him, right? It was like amazing. It was so amazing. Let me just change that there, make sure that's good. Hold up.
There we go.
Yeah. There we go. Let him be down there. Yeah. He can
His
get his own
kind
spot.
self.
Yeah, isn't he
He's,
handsome?
he's
Handsome young
this man
man and
grow up.
humble.
Okay, we seen him grow
Yes.
up in the industry, and I love Michael B. Jordan. He is an awesome actor. He is an awesome human being, and I am so proud of him. And he did his job in Sinners.
Yes, he
Anybody who's
did.
watched it, you can tell the difference between the two characters that he played. You know, what was it, Smokes and Stacks, right?
Smoking
Um,
stack.
yes.
Hmm.
So Smoke was the brother that that got business done, right? And Stack was the one that wanted to play around, right? Stacks had dimples, Smoke didn't. Stack
Hmm.
was the one that was smiling all the time, Smoke didn't. The way they walked, everything. I was like, this brother did it. Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, he's not the first one to play two people on the scene, but he did an immaculate job
He
because
really did.
I was like,
He really did.
you would literally think that they were both in the same scene together. Like it was two people, not them
Hmm.
playing both parts. So
Yeah, absolutely. I was so proud of him for winning the Oscar, but more so, it actually when the win came out and they talked about he is one of seven black men
yes,
that have actually won the award, and it took me back to the notion that while we have made some strides, we still have more to come
we do.
because the Oscars have been around for so many years. And of course, African Americans have gotten a slow start, and we're behind so many years when it comes to awards and recognition that when I see these things, it just kind of puts it into perspective for me to say, you know what? Man, we have so much more work to do. The
Hmm.
world has so much more work to do, and I'm hoping that, there'll be more people of color that win the award. Of course, based on talent, not just because we want it to be based solely on the talent that they give and that they provide to us. But it just put it into perspective for me, and I know others as well, that we still have so much more to do to push the needle. So,
Yes, absolutely.
yeah.
So
So,
kudos to Michael B.
congratulations.
Jordan.
Yes. Kudos, like Nicole said, to Michael B. Jordan. Kudos to the Academy for recognizing such a talent, right? And then listen, shout out to the audience who stood up for him,
Oh my
right?
gosh, yes.
And just gave him an overwhelming amount of love and the amount of the outpouring of emotions that were there. People were genuinely happy for him. Leonardo DiCaprio, Ethan Hawke, everybody, there's so many other people of note,
Mhm.
Delroy Lindo, right? Was so proud of his co-star and friend. It was just an
Mhm.
amazing thing. I was like, wow,
But that's how
this
it's
is
supposed to
awesome.
be.
Absolutely
No hate.
supposed to
You're
be
supposed
like
to
this.
congratulate the people who are in. First of all, he was just honored to be in the same category as the other men, but
Hmm.
to win and then, oh my gosh, I love that he always takes his mom. I
Yeah.
love that he always takes his mom. I love the support that she gives her son. And how I think he was almost in tears, or was he in tears? I can't remember. But I was just like, oh my gosh, like this is just so awesome. I was just very happy for this man. Very happy.
Yeah,
Very
that and then another thing that I took away was the fact that he also thanked the ones that came before him. Thanked the people who Sidney Poitier, Denzel Washington,
Mhm.
um, Maharala Ali, Ali, I forget his name, Maharaja. I forget he has a weird name to me, but and I don't want to jack it up as much as I have. I think Jamie Foxx, he thanked him because he won an Oscar for Ray as well. So
Hmm.
he named all the other people that came
Yeah.
before him, all the other black men that came before him that won the award, and thanked them for paving the way. And I was like, yo, he's such a gentleman. I
He
love him.
is.
And I cannot wait to see what God does for him in the next years because he's only 39, so he has so much more to give to the craft and to the world in general. So I can't wait to see. Mm-mm-mm. So
Kudos to him.
congratulations once again, Michael B. Jordan, on your
And since
Oscar
we are
win.
talking about we're in the movie scenes, I
Yes, best
seen
actor.
yes, he is the best actor.
Yes,
Especially
he
like if you've
is.
seen him grow from when he was a kid to now, you see the
Hmm.
growth and you see he's done such an amazing job in every character he's ever played. So
Absolutely.
good for him.
Yeah, it's so good to recognize that people, get recognized for giving 100%. There's a
Yes.
time and a place for everything, right? And so it's his time now, right? And I hope people realize that, sometimes it's our time to reap and it's our time to sow. And
Yes.
this is his reaping season right now. So I'm excited for
Good
him.
for him.
So excited. Um,
Um,
but go ahead, Nicole.
oh no, I was just gonna talk about there's a new Spider-Man movie coming out. Since we're talking about in the movie scenes, there's a new Spider-Man coming out where apparently Peter Parker, because there's some danger coming towards him, so he had to make everyone in his life, uh, you know, forget who he was. So he's coming around and he's seeing them live their life. His best friend, his girlfriend, MJ, they all living their life, and then he's just peeking in.
Mm.
It's dang, I don't know when it's coming out. I'm assuming it's coming out this year, but I can't wait to see that because I love the Spider-Man movies.
Is it still going to star Tom Holland and
Yes,
Zendaya as
yes,
MJ? I love that because
yes,
they're married now.
yes,
So that's going
yes,
to
they
be some
are.
on-screen chemistry. I love it. I
Well,
love
I don't know how much it's gonna be. Maybe towards the end because remember they don't know who he is.
it. Oh yeah, that's right. But that may be something that they factor in, right? The fact that he doesn't know who they are and that
Well,
they don't know
he
who he
knows.
is.
Yes,
They
he
don't
knows
know who
who they
he
are.
is,
Yes,
but then MJ still has an attraction for him, right? So they
yes.
may factor that in there.
She says something like something about friendly. You know how like they go the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. She says a term and he looks like because she's speaking to him and he's
Mm.
like how does she know that? I can't
Oh,
wait
this
till
is gonna
it
be
comes
great.
out. I love it. I love them together though. But
Yeah.
speaking about relationships, I'm gonna piggyback off of that if you don't mind.
No,
Um
no, good.
so our topic today is gonna be you know, so it's one that I think that everyone can relate to. Uh so I'm sorry. I'm trying to fix my thing. Okay, so when we're in a relationship and it feels you know a little bit too real for some people. They always think
Mm,
something is wrong, right?
mm,
So I just want to ask, like, have you ever met someone who treats you right, communicates with you, shows up, is consistent, and instead of feeling the peace that you should be feeling, you feel fear,
mm,
right? What does something like that, feel? Why does something like that feel so uncomfortable?
mm. That's a really good question. One that I'd have to think about and so I can answer it correctly. And not only just correctly, but from my heart, right? Because it's in your heart space that you feel the fear, right? So
Mhm.
I want to answer that, but so I think it's a scary thing because love can be scary, right? It is the notion of giving yourself to someone who you're hoping is going to reciprocate those same feelings. No one wants to get hurt in relationships, right? And you don't know whether somebody is right or wrong for you. If they're a perfect match, you don't know. So you're constantly taking leaps of faith out there, just putting yourself out there, putting your emotions out there, hoping for the best. And I've done that a couple of times, and a couple of times it didn't work out, right? And sometimes it leaves you with a heartbreak, and in some cases a heartbreak that is so devastating that it's hard for you to bounce back, right? And then you don't. It puts you in a state of I'm not dating anybody ever again, right? But you can't be that way. I was watching Bridgerton last night. You know me, I love me some Bridgerton. And specifically, I was watching season 2 with Anthony and Kate. And it was the scene where his mom let Anthony know that Kate was okay. She woke up and he just broke down, right? And his mom was explaining to him that he needed love, right? And even though losing her husband was her greatest heartbreak, okay? She would gladly feel that pain all over again if it meant she was able to love again.
Mhm.
And I just thought that was so profound. I
Yeah.
was like, wow, we do put ourselves out there. We do put ourselves in this space of, I don't know what this person's going to do to me, and I don't know what this person's going to do to my life, but I'm going to take that risk and see where it goes. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, but we always bounce back from it. So
Hmm. So I'm a jump off the bandwagon of Bridgerton because we all love Violet and her husband's love story, right? I'm sure they're gonna
yes.
make a spinoff of that because it's they had what was considered to be true love. They married up
Hmm.
true love. So I'm just gonna say, like, let's be real. Like, we say we want that healthy and true love, right? But when it shows up and it feels unfamiliar, people
Mm.
get very suspicious. They get suspicious of the love that someone is actually giving them because they deem a chaotic situation to be real love when that's actually unhealthy love.
Mm.
So what do you think about that? I mean, I don't understand why people got to be so. I don't know. I understand. I've been there. But the way I process things and the way other people process things are way different, obviously, right? But I don't understand why people make it so not uncomfortable. Make it a complex thing. Like you you have to deal with your pain in order to be able to move forward. So why would they sit there and push away the one person who's there, who's rooting in their corner, you know, no matter what, because it seems what suspicious.
Emotions are complex though, right? So it's really about tackling those emotions and tackling those past fears that you had. If you've gotten your heart broken time and time again, and then in comes someone that's genuine, sometimes you don't really know whether or not that's a genuine person because you've always been genuine to someone else, and then that person has broken your heart and they betrayed your trust. So
Mhm.
now it's just a healing that needs to take place, and this is why it's important for people to heal themselves emotionally, when they get out of a heartbreaking relationship. And I'm gonna just say this, okay? And I can attest to this. This is my own testimony, right? When my husband passed away, I ended up, going towards someone who I thought would have been that person that would be as genuine as I was, right? and it's someone that I knew for a very long time. And I was like, wow, it was, to me, it was almost like this is a second chance. But then that person ended up being not the person that person ended up being someone that I did not think they were, right? And it was like, wow, would I have, if I would have healed, if I would have taken the time to heal my heart, taken the time to um, do things for myself that would be conducive to healing, would I have chosen that person? Probably not, because right now I don't choose that person, but because I've healed, right? And I know what I want and what I do not want. So I think that emotions, again, are a complex thing because if and we make them more complex when we don't do the work, the inner work to make sure that we are emotionally and physically ready for a new relationship. So when that new relationship shows up, it's like, man, I'm scared. Oh my gosh, and then there's a sort of self-sabotage aspect, component of that because you're thinking that everyone's out to get you. In my case, everyone's out to freaking get me. I don't care what nobody says. But well, you know what I mean. We all jokes over here.
Yeah.
Either way, it's hard. It's hard to trust when you've had so much heartbreak and so much betrayal from people that you knew and people that you love.
Yeah.
That that hits different when you're trying to start over.
Yeah. So for me, like, is when it's unfamiliar. If I'm going back and thinking about anything that I dealt with in regards to heartbreak, right? Is the uh, you know, the inconsistencies, the mixed signals, um, the having to earn the love, right?
Hmm.
That's what you think that is needed, right? Like, when a person is being consistent or whatever, you're looking at them like segment right here. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
healthy love feels boring to some people, but it's not boring. It's actually peaceful,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
people look at chaos, having a chaos situation that feels like passion. They look at that as being a passionate person towards them because filled with chaos, but that's not real. And then when they get something real, it's like, wait, what's the catch? Like,
Mm.
get out of here. This
Yeah.
is not my person. And it's crazy that people feel that way. Um, the right person sees you fully, no mask, all your quirks, all your, like, everything that could ever go wrong, and still loves you unconditionally. Okay. Um, I had to learn that myself, just like I know Shaquana had to learn that herself. During her journey, we all go down different paths, and we all experience love in different ways. So, some easier than others. Some, it just, some see it and then run in the opposite direction because, it's, it just scares them. Or maybe there's a lot of people that came up in families that didn't show them love, so they didn't really know what it looked like. Um,
Mm.
and it doesn't matter if you're in a two-parent home or one-parent home. Love is love. Okay. And if you didn't receive it home, how can you accept it in a relationship? How can you accept it in friendships? It's just hard for across the board. And then when you do allow yourself to fall into the cracks, to receive some of it, because it's never all, um then you end up ghosting that person.
Mm.
Because you end up pulling away because, hey, wait, what just happened here? You know,
Mhm.
right? Did that feel good? No, that can't have felt that good because something's not right with that. Oh, she put something on me.
Mhm. Mm. And that's actually a part of your healing journey, right?
Yes.
And the journey to loving yourself is important because you are able to determine with a clear mind and heart what's for you and what's not for you.
Mm-hmm.
Loving yourself and pouring into yourself and understanding what you like and what you don't like, and understanding, those red flags that you may see in people. And now that doesn't equate to fear. That equates to, hey, listen, I'm guarding myself because I don't know what your intentions are, right?
Absolutely.
So you end up making sure that you have to, that whatever somebody's giving you is genuine, and whatever they're giving you it will nurture your soul, your mind, body, spirit, right? If there's chaos and confusion, I don't want it,
Hmm.
because that's not something that first of all, God, love is ordained by God. God is love. And
Yes.
where there's God, there's no chaos, there's no confusion, there's no lying, there's no any of that. So there's no manipulation, there's none of that. So if that is present, that gives me pause, right? Because
Mhm.
that means that there's something that you're operating from. There's a place that you're operating from that does not work with me. It doesn't vibe with me. So I need to take a step back and figure out what that is. And once I figure it out, I'm not ghosting. At this point, we don't ghost, right? I'm not ghosting. It's,
Yeah.
hey, listen, let's have a conversation. I don't
Right.
think that this is the right thing for me. And I'm going to tell
Right.
you why. Whether you agree with it or not has nothing to do with me. I'm going to let
Absolutely.
you know that this isn't working out, and this is why I feel that way. And then I move on. So we move from now that state of fear to the state of discernment, and the state of knowing exactly what's for you and what's not for you. But that only happens when you pour into yourself, when you give yourself the love that you need, that you didn't necessarily get from a partner or from a parent or anything like that. So now when somebody else comes in, of course, understand you see the red flags, but then you also get somebody that compliments you, not completes you. You're already whole.
Right. Good. And it's so crazy because we talk about what we're talking about, right? It's easy to deal with a toxic love sometimes because people expect it to end.
Mm.
Um, but when it's real, you actually have something to lose, and that I think is the hardest thing. Is because they don't want to they don't want to have to lose it, so they end up separating themselves from the situation. But that's weird. So you rather
Wait.
stay in a toxic relationship because there's an expiration date on it. But then when you have something real, you back away anyway.
And again, that person might be fearful. They haven't really figured out, because the thing about this, like I said, it all goes back down to the love that you have for yourself. If you have enough love for yourself, you are not going to stay in something that hurts you,
I
because
mean,
you love
that's
yourself.
but that's because we understand that. So for the person that doesn't understand that, it's like you literally have to take yourself out of the box. You
Hmm.
literally have to look at the situation that's in front of you. Is
Hmm.
this conducive to your situation? Like, understand what's going on. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because I think like you can't play games here. You know what I mean? You can't play games, chase, and overthink the same daggone way. Like everything is not the same. Like you gotta make sure that when you're in a situation, it works through and through.
Correct.
Not just for you and not just for them. It has to be a even flow.
Correct. Absolutely. You're
Whew.
absolutely right. It has to be an even flow, and it has to be that equal give and take, right? And in the beginning, everybody is apprehensive, right? Everyone's guarded when you meet someone.
That's
And then you get to open up, and you get to talking about certain things, and then you get a little bit more comfortable. Now, you're not going to know whether or not somebody is playing you in the beginning, right?
absolutely not.
It takes a it takes a level of taking them rose-colored glasses off, and then seeing beyond what they're saying. I like to use the term seeing what they aren't saying. Seeing beyond the veil, if you will, trying to figure out what this person's angle is, if there is one at all.
Yeah.
And and then once you can let your guard down, you let your guard down. But again, I think it's more, a lot of people are fearful because of past trauma, past
Yeah.
relationships that they've had, and that's something that you have to go in and heal from. And when you heal 100%, well, we're never fully healed, one, but we can heal to a point where we can start something new and build something new with someone else.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't even take that time to go on that journey to heal yourself, and you keep jumping from partner to partner to partner,
Mm-hmm.
that right there, it's like what are you searching for? It's like you're searching for something that does not exist, or something that will never fulfill you because you yourself aren't fulfilled within you,
Right.
you
It's not
know?
it's not the people that you're entertaining, it's you.
Yeah.
You gotta work on you. And just so you know, the right person doesn't trigger your anxiety. They expose
Mm,
it.
they expose it.
So
Mm.
yeah, like, oh my gosh.
It's a lot. I'm telling you, you know what's so funny? Because this so many, these men, even women, I'm like, but like they want the baddest B. They want the money, the dude with the money and this that, and the third. What are
There's
you
too many
bringing?
superficial people in this world.
But then what are you bringing? Like,
But this is what they don't understand is sometimes, so I said, the right person doesn't come into your life to complete you. You complete you. Okay?
right.
Come into your life to challenge the parts that learn love the wrong way. You know?
Oh,
So
yeah.
you need to understand that part. Like, everyone's looking for Mr. Right or Mrs. Right or whatever the case may be, but you're not even allowing yourself to figure out who these people are in your life because you're sitting there and separating yourself from people, from good people. So I'm not, you just imagine how many people you did this to, you know,
Mm,
how many people whose hearts you've broken because you decided, oh, I can't do this, or oh, this is
mm.
too much for me. But then go towards a person that, is opposite and is chaotic and brings drama and
That part. So yeah, he got a few coins.
yeah.
He got a few coins. He looked good, right? She has a few coins. She looks good, but then they meet mop mooping you upside your head. You know what I'm saying? They are, you find out that the coins is really Chuck E. Cheese coins after a while, right? So what? Come on. Like, let's start with the surface level stuff. Yeah, of course you have to be attracted to the person, right? Because you want at least to have that, right? I personally don't want to be with somebody that I am not attracted to physically, right?
Right.
But there's other things that make them even more attractive, right? And that's just like personality, character, integrity. Those are the things I'm looking for, right?
Mhm.
So then that leads me to fall in love with that person, because everybody wants that initial attraction, like I said. But to be so superficial and to just say, okay, I want this person because of the way that they look or because of how much money they have. Like I said, it's okay to want those things. It's okay. But you have to come with those things too. At least, like, if I'm starting here, you can't be right here. Okay? We both need to be here, because I'm not reaching back or reaching down. I've done that too many times in my life and it did not work out. I'm not reaching back and pulling nobody up. If you ain't coming with what you need to come with,
So I'm
I'm
a
good.
I'm gonna jump off of what she just said. So what she said was correct, right? But I also need y'all to understand, because when you guys come, you got to be here together, like she said, right? You got to be here together. But there are going to be times when I'm down and you're up, or you're down and I'm up. We going to balance each other out. So it's not about uh not being able to pull you up, because if you're in a relationship, you got them regardless, right?
But
But
that's when you're in a relationship. I'm
but
talking about to
that's what I'm
start.
saying. But that's what I'm saying. When you come in
Hmm.
together, what you said was correct. You got to be here. But for the days that I'm here and you're here, or you're here and I'm here, We still here because we got each other. So I just started from where she went with that, because a lot of people always think that, oh, I don't have this, so she's not gonna do this, or I have this but she ain't got that. No, when you guys come in together, y'all gotta be equal somewhere. It's not about what I can get from you. It's not about what you can get from me. It's about what we can
Yeah.
do together, and that's when you become one.
Yeah.
Okay, that's when you become one.
And you know what? To be honest with you,
Yeah.
it's best to get with someone who's really on your level,
Yes.
spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally, all that good stuff. Because I have experienced in relationships where I may have had more, and then there was a component of jealousy there. And then it turned into envy, and then it turned into I need to hurt her, or I need to bring her, I need to humble her, I need to bring, knock her down a peg because she thinks she's better than me. No, you
And that's
think I'm
horrible.
better than you.
Yeah.
No, you think I'm better than you. So, dealing with those types of things in relationship, horrible. So, no, like imagine having somebody trying to sabotage you at every turn because you're doing better or they deem you doing better. Meanwhile, you're sitting there like, okay, how can I help you? How can I help you do this? How can I you? But they're like, I want to sabotage you. I want to bring it down. Like it is so much pull and push and pull in that relationship. I was like, yeah, this is
Which
too
is sad
much.
because this is the person that says that they love you, but they sit there and want to sabotage you. Like,
Right.
you
Like,
can't
because what I
even
have is yours. So why are you doing this to me?
this part.
Like,
That part
what?
I don't
Like,
get that.
I'm willing to give you, if I have $2, you had $1 of that. If I have 50 cents, you have 25 cents of that.
This
Why
what I'm
would you try to
saying.
pull down the very thing that is assisting you to come up? Like, that's stupid to me.
I think
But
because a lot of these
again,
guys and girls, um, they don't really have a full understanding of what that's supposed to look like. So they sit there and it's not, first of all, it's not a competition. Because whatever we bring in here, we're supposed to be coming like this. We're supposed to be
right.
merging. So everything's supposed to be ours. It's not what I
Hmm.
got, it's not what you got, it's what we got. And
Right.
there's too many people that want to separate everything. And then, make it seem like in the public eye, oh, we so happy, we everything or whatever the case may be, but this my money and this your money. You know what I mean? Or this my juice and that's your soda. I drink my
Hmm.
juice, you drink your soda.
Right.
That's
You in the house putting your name on a post-it note and putting it on the drink. Get your life, sir,
no, no. That's
ma'am. You know what I'm saying? Like, get out of
nasty.
here. I don't want those types of relationships. God, please, may those types of relationships never find me again. Like
No.
that is my prayer. Like let them never find me again because
And we
oh
go
my
through what we
gosh.
go through so we can learn and we can elevate ourselves so we can
Yeah,
be better individuals,
absolutely.
and love people the right way. Love ourselves first and
Yes.
foremost. Okay? No,
Yep.
it doesn't matter what kind of family you came from. You know who you are. You know what you are deserved. You deal with that. Go from there. Because when you sit
Yep.
there and you allow people to come in and do whatever it is they choose that they want to do,
Yeah. And
just
shout out to the exes that be out there talking bad about you because you done
oh,
left they behind alone. Shout out to them. Shout out to the little dusties out there
but I
that
will
talk
say
bad
this.
about you, talk down on your name because they mad that you said no, you ain't want to deal with them.
Listen, but I say this. I
Shout
want
out
to
to
thank
y'all
you though.
dusties.
I would like to thank you though, all of you in the back that did do what you did, because
Mhm.
that helped me elevate. Kudos.
Yes, thank you. I'm taking all of that. I'm taking all of that hate and I'm fueling
Yes.
it. I'm using it as fuel.
Trust
Thank
me.
you so much. I appreciate you. Oh my gosh. Like you
I
don't
have
know
no
how
hate in
much
my
I
heart for you.
appreciate you. Right?
Okay?
Shout
Because
out to
you're
y'all.
there and I'm here.
Correct. Shout out to y'all. Big up. Big up to y'all.
Man.
But yeah, girl. It is so we just named some real situations, some real things that would warrant fear in new relationships. However, this is what I'm going to say. If you know yourself, if you know who God is, you know God is love, you know that what his promises for you. He's promises that you will have love, that you will have life, that you will have it abundantly. There's nothing that's going to come in and disturb what God has for you because you know what you deserve and you know your worth. Continue to stand on God's promises, continue to do what it is and require the things that God requires of you. Because if He requires it of you, that means that He's going to require it of your partner. Okay. And if your partner can't stand the test of time, can't stand up to those requirements, tell
Mhm.
them to move out the way so
Yep.
that the person in the back can come and have their chance. Move out the way.
Absolutely.
Okay, move out the way and do not open that door to that person again, and you move and you keep forging forward. Okay, don't
Absolutely.
be afraid. Do not have any apprehension that will cause you to be delayed. You can it's okay sometimes to be afraid and have apprehension, but don't let that overtake you and cause you to delay what God has promised for you. So that's all I got.
Bam. Listen, it is
Well,
what it is.
yeah. So we thank you again for watching Real Conversation. Once again, I am your host, Quanitary,
And I'm your host, Nicole Jones.
and you can find us on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube at Real underscore Convos underscore podcast and on Facebook as well. Where can they find us, Nicole?
At Real Conversations.
All right. Well, I thank you so very much for watching once again, and God bless.